Today we today we start to learn the most important topic of the computer science or the database around, which is the cap theorem or the peak 2 dilemma. Why it is known as peak 2 dilemma, we will check that. And the law of physics, which is direct, that you cannot have a distributed system that is fast, then another are accurate and online all at the same time. You have to sacrifice one. Which is the sacrifice one? And this is basically the cap theorem. It is compass. It is a compass to choose the between SQL and non-SQL. Here is a brutal truth about the system design. Perfection is impossible. Eric Brewer proved this with the cap theorem. It says that any distributed system like the internet, you can only guarantee two out of these properties. Out of these two properties, there are the three proper properties. If you write the vertically cap, the C means consistency, A means availability, P means partition tolerance. So Eric Eric Brewer, Eric Brewer proved this with the cap theorem. It said that any distributed system like the internet, whole internet is a distributed. You can only guarantee two out of these properties, or you have to sacrifice this one from these three properties. We will check it. You have to choose, and your choice decide if you are building a bank or a social network. On the factor of the according to choosing factor, it decides you build a bank bank network or a social network like stuff Instagram, and this is a State Bank of India, then Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, this stuff. Let's define them. We're defining these three properties. What exactly consistency means? Consistency. Every read receive the most recent write or an error. Every read receive. Here is a read. Every read receive. Every read receive. What exactly it can receive? Every read receive the most recent write or an error. Every read receive the most recent write, or an error. How exactly this term is defined? Everyone sees the same data at the exact same time. It is the consistency. Everyone, here are the people or user or everyone sees the same data at exact time. Exact time. Here is the data. Database server. Everyone sees the same data at the exact time. It is a consistency. So today we understand the consistency. Then another property, which is A for availability. What exactly availability terms say? That availability is like every request receive a non-error response. Every request, here is a request, client to server, a receive, every request receive. What exactly it can receive? A non-error response. Non-error response without the guarantee that it contains the most recent write. Without the guarantee without guarantee It contains most recent write. Most recent write. What exact meaning is? The system never says the system down. The system never say system is down, because it can available in every time. Every request receive a non-error response. It can without guarantee most recent write. A system completely never say the system is down. Then third property is partition tolerance. P for partition tolerance. The exact meaning is partition tolerance. The system, here is a system, continues to operate despite an arbitrary number of the message being dropped or delayed by the network between nodes. The system continues to operate. System continues operate an arbitrary number of the message being dropped or delayed by the network between the nodes. The arbitrary number. System continues operate a arbitrary number of the message being dropped or the delay by the network between nodes. Delay by the, here is a network between the nodes. If here is exact meaning of this, the cable is cut but we survive. Partition the meaning of the partition tolerance. Cable is cut but we survive. These are the three properties which is the most important if we build any social network or the bank system or any kind of the system. You have to sacrifice from these three properties to one. We have exactly two options. First is option 1, which is a CP. What is CP? Is a banking or the relational databases. It is for the banking or the relational databases. We will check the exact meaning. If the ATM loses the connection to the main bank server, what happens? Here is a ATM which can lose the connection to the bank, then what will be happening? It follows your card and say service unavailable. It can say basically service unavailable. But why it can say the service unavailable? Because the bank would rather fail than let you withdraw the money you don't have. They prioritize consistency over the availability. Why it can say service unavailable? Because the bank would rather than fail than let you withdraw the money you don't have. They prioritize the consistency over the availability. Here consistency is prioritized over the availability. Okay, and second option, we will check the what is meaning of the second option. Says second option is AP or the social media. This is basically for the non-SQL for the social media. Okay, if Instagram server in Asia, there is an Instagram server which is in Asia, lost the connection to the USA. Lost the connection. Asia server is lost the connection to the USA server, which is connected with a edge networks, load balancer or something. This Asia server which lost the connection with the USA. Then what happened? It still you scroll. It still you scroll. It still you scroll. Why? You might see a post from 5 minutes ago instead of the 1 second ago. You might see the post from 5 minutes ago to 1 second ago. Because Instagram would rather than being wrong than show you a 404 error, which is a not found error, they prioritize availability over the consistency. They prioritize availability over the consistency. So we see the two options. We saw the two options. First is a CP, which is consistency prioritized, and another is a AP, consistency of partition tolerance, and AP is availability partition tolerance. In CP, we exactly giving the prioritize to the consistency, and in AP we give the prioritize to the availability. This is why this is why we have a different databases. First choose the SQL over a non-SQL like PostgreSQL or MySQL. When correctness matter more than uptime, billing, inventory, transfer, this is a CP system. When correctness matter more than uptime, correctness is prioritized more than uptime. Like it is used in the system where the billing is happening, then inventory is happening, transfer in happening. This type of the system where we use the CP, consistency partition tolerance. Another is non-SQL. Why we use the NoSQL? The like Cassandra. Another is DynamoDB, AWS DynamoDB. This type of the non-SQL system like MongoDB. When uptime matters more than the correctness, uptime matter more than the correctness, like likes, then feeds, then chat logs. This is the AP system. Don't pick a database because it's a trendy. Pick it on which later you are willing to sacrifice. You can say don't pick a database, it's a trend. Pick it the based on the which letter you are willing to sacrifice. It is a C or A, or a consistency or the availability. If you are building the banking network, or where the inventory is important, billing is important, you can choose the consistency. If you are building the social network like the social platform, then you choose the availability. We will check the exact cap, what is the nvm.cap.js. what exactly in this code, we will check it. Initially we node run this cap.js. Here are the four options we have. First is a toggle network cable partition, write data and write data CP mode and AP mode, which is a social media. CP mode is a consistency over the uptime, is availability over the consistency. So initially we press the 4, read the data from the both server. Here is server A, which is US East 1A, initial value, server B, Asia South, initial value. System is consistent. Then the disaster or the toggle network cable partition. Network status is broken. Okay. What happened in the next or in the CP system? CP mode, attempting secure write, error network partition detected, write a reject to the maintain the consistency. Write a reject to the maintain the consistency. The breach or the red error, which is why see the system refuse to save the data. It choose the unavailable rather than the risk of mistake. Okay, and then you press the 3, which is a write data in AP mode on the social media. It say now let's act like an Instagram or the AP system. We value the uptime. If we press the 3, the green success or the right accepted to the node A, it say it worked. The user is happy, but look at the warning. There is a warning, could not synchronize to the node B and system is now inconsistent. What is the exact meaning is, we kept the system online, but we broke the data consistency. You cannot have both. You cannot have both. Starting updated data mismatch detected, toggle network status connected. If we click the write data in cap mode, attempting secure write is write successfully on node A, node B. Then we write the thing. It is a simple program which can explain the